Hi, it's Ray. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my healthy eating habits which may help you with your weight loss goals or just to start eating in a more healthy way. So last year at age 53, I entered into my first bodybuilding competition. And the goal with getting ready for a bodybuilding competition is to lose fat whilst maintaining muscle. And there's three tools that a natural athlete like myself has available to do this. One is diet, two is weight training, and three is cardio. And I have to say that a lot of people who prep for a show do have to do a lot of cardio, but I didn't. I was very lucky. All I used to do was a fasted walk every morning and meet a set step target that I'd set for myself, and that was pretty much it. So I was very lucky, and I think that that's because in my normal everyday life I eat a very healthy diet. So when I started to cut the calories to start losing the fat, my body responded really well. I must just say that when you prep for a bodybuilding competition, the goal is to get down to a very low level of body fat, and this isn't sustainable in normal life. So when I finished competing last year, I had to build my calories back up so that I could start eating a normal healthy diet again. And I just wanted to record a video, which I'm going to include now, of how I look today at age 54, eating a normal, healthy diet. So my tips are for anyone, whether you want to lose weight or just start eating in a more healthy way. Tip 1, intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is basically splitting your day or week into fasting periods and eating periods. And intermittent fasting has so many health benefits, as well as helping with weight loss. And I won't go into all that now. I may cover it in another video, but I will just say that studies have shown that this does help to extend your lifespan. So it is another way to live yourself young. So I follow the 16-8 method, which means I fast for 16 hours of a day and I then have an 8-hour eating window. So I start eating at 12 o'clock lunchtime, and then my eating window closes at 8 o'clock at night, which means that I'm actually asleep for 8 hours of my fasting window. So I actually find it really easy. I don't feel hungry during the morning. I get up, I have my glass of water, and I'm actually fine. And I do find it a really easy habit to keep to. So if you would like to try it and think, oh, I can't manage a 16-hour fast, what you could do is try the 12-12 method. So you could start eating at, say, 7:30 in the morning and then have your eating window finish at 7:30 at night. And that actually, I think, is quite an easy way to do intermittent fasting, because you are asleep for most of it. You just have to avoid those evening binges, which I know can be quite difficult to stop doing, but that would really help with weight loss. So tip number 2 is to drink lots of water. As you get to know me, you will know that this is my top tip for everything. I drink a lot of water. I drink about 8 to 10 pints of water a day. And as well as that, I do drink green tea and I drink black coffee. And I know there's different guidelines as to how much water is recommended that you should drink. But I think it's a bit of an individual choice. You need to experiment and see what works for you. And don't worry about drinking too much water. The healthy human adult, your kidneys can flush out about 20 to 28 litres of water a day, as long as it's spread out over the day. And really the important thing is that you do spread your water intake out throughout the day. So I always start every day with a pint of warm water. And then another really good tip actually for weight loss is water does fill you up. So before you have anything to eat, have a glass of water. Before I have any of my meals, I always drink a pint of warm water. And it's a really good tool to use if you're trying to lose weight. So the other time I make sure I have water is every time I have a cup of coffee, because coffee does dehydrate you. So I always rehydrate my body with a glass of water after I've had a cup of coffee. And of course, you've heard people say before, if you feel hungry, then have a drink of water first, because actually maybe it's your body telling you that you're thirsty. You might not actually be hungry. So that's another little tip with water. I must just show you the glasses that I drink my water out of, because yes, I do drink pints, and I actually drink them out of these pint glasses, which are from Norton Brewery. And I'm not a beer drinker at all, but I used to live in Norton. And if anyone knows Norton or has heard of Norton beer, you know that Norton has its own brewery. And I just really like the glasses, and so I bought them for my water. But I can see they're really old now actually. I can't think how long I've had them, but all the writing is coming off the glasses. So I really must treat myself to some more Instagrammable looking glasses to drink my water out from, I think. So actually something about Norton Brewery that I used to love when I lived there was they used to deliver the beer to the local pubs using horse and carts, and I just wonder if they still do that. So if anyone knows, then please put it in the comments below. Tip number 3 is to reduce the amount of highly processed foods that you eat. When I say highly processed foods, I'm talking about foods that the manufacturers have added a lot of sugar, fat, white flour to. Highly processed foods are very addictive, and food manufacturers know this, so they will make them addictive. And it is then difficult once you start eating those foods. They don't necessarily satisfy you. You don't feel satisfied after eating, you just want more. So I'm talking about things like pizzas, ready meals, takeaways, biscuits. And if you can reduce the amount of highly processed foods that you are eating and replace them with more whole foods, then you're giving your body the nutrients that it really needs. And I say highly processed because a lot of foods are processed. Even if you buy a packet of spinach at the supermarket, it's processed because it's been put into a package. And even when you're cooking food at home, cooking the food makes that food processed. So it's the highly processed foods that you need to be reducing. Tip number 4 is to record everything that you eat and drink. Now, I started doing this when I was prepping for my competition last week, and it has so many benefits. It makes you very food aware because you're recording everything, and you have to record everything, even when you're nibbling on things, maybe when you're prepping meals. So this is something that I do actually do, but when I prepare my dinner, I often snack on the vegetables that I'm using in my dinner, like the mushrooms and tomatoes, and that's okay because they aren't highly calorific. But if you're preparing food with, say, cheese in, that's really high in calories. So if you start snacking on that while you're preparing dinner, then that's going to boost your calorie intake. So I use an app called MyFitnessPal. I actually pay for a premium version because I like the extra features that it has. I believe there's other apps out there, I don't know any others. And MyFitnessPal do a free version that you can use. And when you do make entries in the app, you must make sure they're correct. I remember when I first started using MyFitnessPal, I would log what I was eating, and I suddenly realised that the entries were incorrect. So I thought I was eating a certain amount of calories, and then it was wrong. So you must make sure that those are right, and you must log everything. And I actually track my macros as well as my calories, so my protein, fat and carbohydrates. And again, I found that very useful for the bodybuilding competition. I still do that now because I like to know what I'm eating. I could probably intuitively now, I know what's in the foods that I'm eating pretty much, but I do still like to keep a record of my daily intake. So I would suggest that if you haven't done this before, go away, get an app and start tracking what you're eating now. Don't change anything, just keep a record of what you're eating now. You may be surprised at actually how much you do eat, how many hidden calories there are, maybe in that glass of wine you're having with dinner, or it is a good tool, and I think it could really help you with your weight loss if that's what you're looking to do. Tip number 5 is to get enough protein. Protein is one of the best macronutrients that your body needs. It's really good for weight loss because it actually does fill you up and it reduces your appetite. So by making sure you're getting enough protein, it is going to be a really good weight loss tool. And you don't have to eat animal proteins. I eat a plant-based diet, and there's so many protein options to choose from on a plant-based diet, and they're really tasty as well. So have a look into those too. Tip number 6 is to try not to have any trigger foods in the house. So I'm very lucky because I live with my husband who eats a very healthy diet just like I do. So he doesn't want to have food in the house that I would find difficult not to eat, that I would find addictive, like biscuits, cakes, chocolate. So I know it can be hard when you live with other people who do like these foods. Even when my children lived at home, I wouldn't have snacks in the house that I would find difficult to resist. So for instance, my son used to like Jaffa cakes, and I didn't like those, so that was okay. And I didn't really like crisps, so I didn't find those foods a problem. So I think if you can try and avoid having those foods to hand, it can really help with weight loss. And then if you want a treat, go out for a walk and walk to the shop and buy one of the treat that you want, and then come home and sit down and eat it quietly. So that's an extra bonus tip actually, is when I was prepping for my show and I was on low calories, I would always sit quietly to eat my meals. And I just really could enjoy the food there and eat it slowly and really savour every food that I had. So maybe try that. So I've taught for quite a while now, and I think what I'm going to do is split this video into 2. So I'm going to come back at the end of the week with part 2 with my next lot of tips to help you with your weight loss goals and eat a more healthy diet. So make sure you hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I upload my next video. So please like the video, please subscribe, please hit the notification bell, and please share this video with anyone else who you think would find it beneficial, particularly women who are in their 50s or beyond, that is who I really want to help with my the way I live my life. I would really love to inspire and motivate other women my age to live their best life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Friday.